I've got a list of 5 reasons why you should start your comic book project today, and also stay tuned for an awesome special announcement. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome, mad creators, to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. We also create comics, and this episode is going to be all about making comics because I've got 5 reasons why you should start your comic book today. So if you're kind of on the fence, if you've been thinking about it, this is what you need to hear. So step 1, there's nothing to it. And what I mean by that is it's really not going to cost you a dime. Well, it might cost you a dime, but it's not gonna cost a lot of money. There's no big investment into creating comics. When I was a kid, you know, we didn't even have computers, so we didn't have to buy computer software and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you do have that stuff, that's great. And if you're a digital artist and you've got all that stuff, that's great. But it's not mandatory. I mean, all you really need are pencil, paper, some pens, maybe, and you can do it. I mean, you can do it on copy paper. It doesn't have to be expensive paper. So there's really no reason, as far as financial situation being a stumbling block or anything, and to get into comics, you can do it with just the basic things that you probably already have. And if you're in a position where you can go out and get the nice Bristol paper and all that other stuff you need, that's great, or digital or whatever, that's great, but it's not necessary. Like I said, my first comics were just, you know, my pencil, my copy paper, and I don't even know if I actually inked my original ones, but just something to ink with, and that's pretty much all you need. So there's really no reason holding you back as far as money goes. Okay, reason number 2 why you should start your comic book today is there's never a better time than now, which is to say there's never the perfect time. If you've been waiting to start your comic because, you know, oh, I've got this going on, or yeah, well, maybe I'll start it next month because it'll be a little easier. That's not the case. There's always going to be something going on, so there's no reason to put it off. Just start today. This optimal scenario where everything, you know, the planets align and everything's right with the world and everything's going in your favor, that's pretty much a myth. There's always going to be something going on, but there's, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of time at first. Even if you're doing like what we do in the 100 Days of Making Comics, where you put aside 30 minutes a day to work on it, that's fine, just to get yourself started, but there's not going to be the perfect time. There's this saying, and I don't know who coined this phrase, but it's like one day or day one. You don't want to say, yo, one day I'll do my comic, one day I'll do this, or one day I'll do that. You want to say day one. This is the day. This is day one. This is the day that I'm starting my comic. So don't wait around for the situation to be perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. Start today. Reason number 3 why you should start your comic book today is because practice makes perfect, or what I like to say is practice makes better, because I'm a firm believer that nothing is ever perfect, and it probably will never be perfect, but you will get better, you will improve. So if you're like, I don't know if I'm good enough or whatever, don't worry about that, because the more you work on your comic book, the better you're going to get, and you need to start somewhere. So don't worry about what your skill level is, because you have to start somewhere, and you're going to improve. And the best way to get better at making comics is by making comics. My first comics weren't that great, and you know, some people might argue that my comics now aren't that great, but they've definitely gotten a lot better. And the only reason they've gotten a lot better is because I practiced, and because I started, I put out more and more and more, and the more you put out, the more you get better. But you're not going to get better if you're just like, well, I'm not ready yet. Maybe I should just keep doodling or whatever, but not actually make a comic. No, you're going to learn how to make a comic as you're making that comic. And the next comic's going to get better, and the one after that's going to get better. So start your comic book now. And it doesn't have to be this huge epic. I mean, start small, like a 4-page comic. Because once you get that done, it's going to drive you to do the next one, and you'll get better as you go. And then you can, you know, after you do one small one, do it a little bigger, and you know, you can get a little more ambitious as you go along. Piggybacking off of reason number 4, reason number 5 is the best reward is a job well done. once you, like I said, once you've completed this comic, it's going to give you the drive, and it's going to give you that sense of accomplishment, and you're gonna want to do more. But I can't explain. There were times where I kind of started to work on a comic, and you know, I was like, yeah, and I just never finished it because I was looking for it to be perfect and everything, like we talked about before. But when I finally said, you know what, I'm just going to power through this. I'm just going to, you know, realize that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to include all the things we've just talked about. I just need to get it done. And you know, and again, start small. But once you finish, it's like once you hold that thing in your hand, it feels so good, and it's really going to get you to that next point. And you know, making comics isn't going to be easy, but it's fun and it's enjoyable. And that process also, you're really going to like it once you start getting into it. And once you have that finished product, I can't explain it other than just tell you. But once you feel that feeling for yourself, it's just amazing. Once I had my first comic book done, it's like, oh man, now I'm ready to do the next one. So yeah, reward is a job well done. So the fifth and final reason why you should start your comic book project today is because I've got your back. And what I mean by that, and this leads into this special announcement that I've been talking about, is I've created a tool for you that's going to help you create comics. And this is the cool thing, and this goes back to reason number one, where it's not going to cost you anything. This thing is totally free, and it's available on my website. You go to serkworks.com, and what it is the Comic Maker Starter Kit, and it's got everything you need for starting a comic. Whether you're a digital artist, it's got stuff for you, or whether you're a traditional artist, it also you can print this stuff out and you can use it, and it's gonna benefit you a lot. And I spent a lot of time putting this thing together. This is what I've been working on for a while, and I'm just so excited to actually get this thing out there and get it into your hands. And like I said, it is entirely free. The only thing is you have to join my mailing list. But the cool thing about this mailing list is I'm gonna really pack a lot of value into this thing. So we're gonna have like tips, discounts. There's gonna be more freebies. So you know, I might release a font to people on the mailing list or something like that, or additional brushes or whatever. So more of the stuff that you're gonna get in this comic pack, and also I'm gonna have like links to like exclusive video content and everything. So it's almost more than what some people offer with their Patreon, and it's just the mailing list. You just join it and you're gonna get all this stuff, and you're gonna get this Comic Maker Starter Kit. But let me tell you what all you're gonna get with this thing, because like I said, there's a lot. I've been working on this for a while, and there's a lot in it. So you're gonna get 3 comic book fonts, you know, and these are gonna work with, you know, whatever, it's a comic book font, and you're gonna be able to, you know, make just cool comics with them. There's gonna be, you know, there's a, you know, sort of a standard body copy and a real bombastic style font. If you're familiar with like Bada Boom, I've got some, and Bada Boom is cool, but it's kind of overused. So I created my own sort of version that you can use to sort of replace that. But yeah, so there's three fonts involved. You get with this 10 Photoshop brushes for, you know, for creating digital comics and everything. I've got a pack of 4 word balloons that you can resize, and you can do a lot with these things. Also, did I say 4? I meant 40. 40 word balloons. 36 caption boxes, which kind of go along with the word balloons, but if it's not like a thought, you know, if it's more like meanwhile, that type of thing, it's gonna have 36 of those caption boxes. 14 different sound effects of the bam, the boom, all that kind of stuff. Really cool looking stuff. It's got 10 speed line effects, so those action lines that you see that make things look like they're going faster, or things are getting thrown, or you know, you're going through a portal, or all this kind of stuff. So we've got 10 of those, 10 halftones. We want to kind of go get that old school comic book look, different halftones with different you know, gradients and things like that. Plus, in addition to those, I've got all kinds of templates. So there's going to be comic book page templates for laying out your comic. There's a standard American style and a manga. There's a template for just laying out your thumbnails. Character designs, if you want to design a character, there's a male and female template for that. What else? There's, you know, things for like brainstorming your comics or writing. There's a comic book script template for you comic book writers. But there's all that stuff and a lot more. And like I said, it is all free. Just go to my website. There's a couple of different places you can sign up. Right at the top, there's a little bar that says you can get brushes and fonts and all that kind of stuff. You can click on that, or if you scroll down, you can kind of see what I just talked about. It's got a list of all the things you get, and yeah, I think you're gonna be really impressed with this, and I think you're gonna be impressed with what I'm gonna be putting out in my newsletter. So if you like these videos, there's gonna be more of these kind of videos. There's gonna be more tips. There's gonna be just tons and tons of value. So yeah, I would urge everyone to go check it out, and let me know if you do check it out. Let me know what you think about it and the kind of stuff that you're making. And again, you want to just take this thing and use it as another excuse to just start making your comics. Because I really, to me, I would just love it if everyone, you know, at least, you know, it doesn't matter your skill level, anything like that. It doesn't matter, you know, how much money you got in the bank. It doesn't matter. And none of this stuff matters because of the reasons I mentioned. You just start comics, start making comics, and the Comic Maker Starter Kit is there to help you along with that. So that's all I got to say today. Hopefully these tips and the starter kit are going to benefit you, and I think they will, and I will see you guys later. That is all. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here in the Art Lab. There's a lot of other great content on the channel, so click that subscribe button and you won't miss a thing. If you're an aspiring evil genius, visit Serkworks.com for all your mad science supply needs. And if you want to contact me, hit me up in the comments section or follow me on social media. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you then.